gamers, and welcome to the maybe finale of Zero Time Dilemma. It's been honestly like now that we're here, I'm saying this as if it is the finale, but now that we're here, because there's so little left to explore. Hi Doc, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. It's a little, it feels like bittersweet. I mean, we've been playing through this series for. I know we've played games in between this. Like we played all of Life is Strange, and a bunch of other like indie and not indie, but other games, on the side. But we've been going through Zero Escape since like what? Let me see. When did I know this was. Hang on, you're gonna hear a little bit of. No, you're not. In August of last year. That's when we started Zero Escape. This 999, and then VLR, and now here we are in April. It's almost been a whole year since we started playing Zero Escape. Now we're at the conclusion of everything. And just it's a little like I don't want it to end because the series is so good and goofy and cool. But all good things must come to an end. And so we're here at the cusp of Zero Time Dilemma, and we get to finish and see how, maybe finish, to see how it ends. Yeah, this and Life is Strange. Core series. I'm glad. If you could tell anyone the most important games that I have streamed, development, big core memories, it would be Zero Escape and Life is Strange so far. And maybe in part that's because there's just so many of them. I mean, they both had 3 games, so there was a lot of streams for each of them. But I love these games so much, I can't help it. That being said, I want to get right into it. But before that, just a quick recap because we learned a lot of stuff last week. I can't get into the nitty gritty because there's so much. We learned that Q is a boy named Sean. He's a robot that was designed to help Zero just run the game. He was like, there's like little evil Seans were like little workers to move the bodies when they fell asleep and move the dead bodies too into the pod room that Q team can access. I don't remember if it was the last stream or the stream before that where we learned that Sigma and Diana had children together because in one ending they got trapped not trapped. Well, they were just left there in the bunker since someone opened the door already and left, so they were stuck there for like 10 months. So they had children together because they fell in love, as one does when you're stuck alone with somebody for an extended period of time. And they gave birth to twins, a girl named Phi that they named Phi, and a boy that they named Delta. We soon connected the dots and realized that they kind of created a paradox here because they sent Phi and Delta to the past. And Phi in VLR mentioned that she woke up in some German, like with German scientists, and she was raised by German scientists, and she only had a brooch she had no idea how she got it. And she mentioned she was a redhead in Zero Time Dilemma too. So we basically connected the dots that the Phi that we know is also the Phi that was born in this facility. It was like a revelation. I was like, well, if it weren't for the events that happened in this game, in DCOM, Phi would have never existed. And it's just like, it's a bootstrap paradox, basically. And same with her brother Delta, which we knew nothing about until we reached a point where, God, I don't even know how it came up, but, Zero, there was like an ending with Akane and Junpei where Zero mentioned that he was born in this facility. And we were like, uh-oh. Basically, this means that Zero, the guy who orchestrated this whole thing, was Delta, aka Phi's brother, aka Sigma and Diana's son, orchestrated this whole thing. We still don't know his motives quite yet. Kind of. He did say that he had to do this in order to prevent the well, okay. So he said that in the future there would be like a huge like religious, I think, terrorist attack in some nuclear power plant that will kill 8 billion people. And the only way he could stop that is by releasing Radical 6 into the world. Because Radical 6 would kill, in the future, 6 billion people. And the odds of that guy being amongst the 6 billion people are, I guess, pretty good. So he decided to sacrifice 6 billion people in order to save 2 billion people. That's what he told us. But also, he's kind of in the same situation as Phi, where if it weren't also for the events that happened in this game, then he would have not been born either. He wouldn't have existed. He's also a bootstrap paradox. So, I mean, I don't think he had admitted it yet, but I wouldn't blame him. Well, it would be understandable if his existence is also one of the motivating factors in why he orchestrated this entire thing. The only thing I don't know is how he got all this information in the first place. Like, how did he find out? He also has telepathic powers? Anyways. And, oh god, what else? We haven't seen the scene yet. Or if there is one. We haven't, and I hope there is. Like, we know that Phi and Delta are Sigma and Diana's children, but we haven't gotten, like, the reveal to the characters yet, right? Like, I hope there is, but, but yeah. Yeah, he's like, I know what, I mean, it's basically the same with Akane, right? Like, she had, when she was saved in 999 and in VLR, she had tons of moments where she had to be like, well, I have to do this now for the sake of the future. And it's like there was this thing where it was all like all of everything about this series, these characters, it would not have happened if it weren't for some tiny ass snail in the in the road that a woman decided to take a different path because the snail was there and she didn't want to kill it or disturb it, and so she took a different path, and younger Mira killed her and got away with it. And so Akane's father was I think it was Akane's father, was blamed for the woman's death and was wrongfully executed. And in her grief, Akane's mom also unalived herself, which then led Akane to, I don't know if she lived with her grandparents or something. She probably did. I don't know how that works, but that led to Akane being kidnapped and leading to the whole series of events of 999. And like there's a doctor who had to do this surgery on this boy who I can pretty much guess was Sean, but died in a car crash. It was just like there's so many things happened because of this one small change, and it's been crazy. And right now we're looking at I think right now, might as well pull it up. We're looking at those force quit boxes. Look at all the endings we got. See, we're practically right there. It's been almost 17 hours of crazy gameplay. Yeah, there's like one for each of these now. But yeah, let's do this one. So I think I talked about everything that was revealed. I'm sure I missed one or two things, but I think it was past streaming where we learned that Phi was basically the reason why. And also like the whole, cause it's super weird from like Zero's perspective, because he's willingly, I mean he has to, I guess, but he's willingly observing his family, his sister, his mother, and his father, and putting them through all of this trauma events. And he also inadvertently like injected his sister with Radical 6 and made her the reason why it spread out and killed 6 billion people. Oh, which quest did you play, Doc? I'm curious. There are a few good ones. Um, and are you playing it on PC, by the way? I'm just want to know if you're playing it on PC or you're playing it on like console, on the Switch. Um, PC. Oh my goodness. You should play Enderall after you finish Skyrim. uh, it's so good. Anyways, uh, but yeah, it was just mind blowing. Oh, and we realized that the facility that they're in, DCOM, it was established early on in the game that DCOM had like had separate quarters, like D, Q, and C were like in completely separate buildings, kind of, or were like in separate sections that they couldn't access each other's. But then we realized that it's the main place, the main room where we're seeing here in this thumbnail. It's all projection mapped. So there was a revelation where they were all actually in the same building or section. They were just asleep, and like the times were different on all of their watches, each of the team's watches. So there was like discrepancies, and they were only thinking it was that time because that's what it said on the clock. It was so many things. My God. Aw, that's sweet. I haven't played vanilla Skyrim in a long time. I've honestly, it's been on the back of my mind. I've been thinking about playing through it again for like the 20th time in a row on my Switch. Um because it's been a long time, and also I haven't, the only Skyrim I've been like replaying is the Enderall one because it's so good. But anyway, let's get into it. No more distractions. Thank you for listening to me to this TED Talk for like the past 15 minutes. I don't know how long this stream's gonna be. We might cut it short, but every time I say that, we end up going the full length and maybe even longer. So, Force Quit D. Hey, free house. I always lived in depending on my, I don't know about you, but like when you do like these kind of games where you're like the protagonist, do you play it as yourself? Like, for example, it would be me, Miko, if I was the Dragonborn, or if you had like an original character that you came up with its own backstory. I've done that with like my D&D characters. Like I did my D&D character Viz, who is a rogue tiefling, so I gave them a house in Riften to live in. I did of course make a playthrough with just me as my character, and I lived in the kind of rich people place, not Whiterun, but it's more north. I forgot which one that's good. Oh, you are so, oh my god, you're so self-disciplined, Doc. I always end up becoming a sneaky archer thief. I can't help but steal from people, and sneak around and do like a billion damage and stealth kills. So, props to you for really getting into the role of a good character, of a good protagonist. No, Solitude. Solitude was the richer area, kind of. I got a house there. I think I can get a house somewhere else, but I never had one of my characters live there. Anyways, I gotta stop getting distracted.
Now announcing the current casualties.
I forgot to get my snacks.
None.
Should I get that? I have poke.
Please continue.
And I have, okay, I'm gonna get it real quick. I have poke, a little bit of leftover poke from yesterday, which is basically a sushi bowl. If you don't know what poke is, very good. It's very delicious. Good gateway to eating sushi if you're like a little apprehensive about the raw fish and stuff. And my drink is a strawberry banana smoothie. So hang on, it's just in the fridge. I just gotta go grab it. Pardon me. Give me one moment. My snack and drink is acquired. I have a blanket over my lap. I have the utmost cozy vibes today, right now. Thank you for being patient. Now we can start for real.
Hey, excuse me, but could we maybe call a cab? We have a lost child here.
Who are you talking about?
That's your child,
Well, best to get her home soon.
Matt Mercer.
Her
mother is
worried.
also here.
And
You know better than anyone that I don't have one.
You're looking at them. You're looking at them.
good God.
0003? We're in the new year now?
So it's no longer 2028.
Well, that's what you think. That's what they want you to think.
January 1st, 2029.
Our memories end after we voted at 1330.
Now we're stuck
Are they gonna
with a
find out
10-hour
that
blank gap.
Fi's.
Were we really asleep that whole time?
We might have woken up several times since then, but we've only forgotten about it.
Because of the drugs. Huh.
Hey look, the box.
Someone's gonna play a drinking game
The forced
where they
quick
listen to
box.
this entire playthrough, and every time they say that kind of sentence about the drugs and forgetting their memory, you take a shot.
Why is it open?
No idea.
Oh, it's the same
There's
thing.
text displayed on
It's
the
the
monitor.
birdcage and the.
Force quit program on standby.
Pendant.
To initiate.
Wait, what's. Do we have it? Anything written down? No.
2 key items must be set. How about that?
Yeah, this
Wait.
is family team, best
There's
team.
more
The
to
other
the
team is
message.
shifter. Well, they can all.
Each
Well, I don't know
is a
about Q
mother's
team.
memento.
Oh, also reveal was that Delta was with them the entire time as an old man in team. He was actually Q when they were referring to Q team because everyone was referring to Sean as Sean. Anyways, it's possible. Well, I don't know about Diana and the rest of Q team, but Sigma and Phi can also shift because that's how they got here in the first place. But all of C team can shift. But this is a family team. Yeah, I don't know about what green team is. I guess they're like relevant. I don't know.
Memento?
Mira is really the only
Diana,
relevant one.
does any
Eric's
of
there
that
because
ring a
he's
bell for
just
you?
in love with her.
No!
Hey, what's wrong?
Yo, you good, girl?
My head! My head!
Are you gonna remember something? Are you gonna remember that she's your kid?
That
Please.
can't be!
Are you shifting
What
right
is it?
now?
Did you remember something?
But if that's true,
Mm-hmm.
the key items we need to insert are...
Oh yeah, she just remembered. She's like, I had a brain blast moment. I just remembered. Am I gonna have to? Oh yeah, because she owns it. She owns this. Wait. That doesn't fit. Oh, it's brooch. Brooch. And birdcage. Oh my god. Wait. That doesn't fit. Oh, maybe it's space. What do you mean, error? It's a birdcage, right? Hello? Oh. Music box. Genius. Oh wait, there's still a missing. What could that other letter? Oh, maybe it's a space. My god, this game is very particular with its answers. Hey! Good call, Doc. Thank you. I forgot that it's also a music box. Wrinkly! Oh my god, she's remembering everything! She remembered everything! She's your daughter? Did you
Diana?
realize it? She's your daughter? Oh.
What's gotten into you?
Fi. Oh, Fi.
Oh, that's your daughter. That's our daughter. Oh god, they all just remembered.
What?
How do you remember, Fi?
No. Diana, you're...
Oh my god, happy family.
Sigma.
You don't have to say anything. This is enough for now.
Oh, these guys. They're so happy fat best team, D team. What did I say? They're so good. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool, I guess? Oh, and look, I realized all the highlighted ones are ones that we've finished, so we just have this one to do. Man, maybe this will be a short stream. Maybe this will be a short... But how are they gonna... Well, I don't know. It was just them realizing. But she didn't put it in the... Well, whatever. They need a moment. They need a moment.
Now announcing the current casualties. Presently, there are
A new route.
9.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Please continue enjoying the decision game.
Ha!
Where's the
Enjoy
finale
my ass.
hardest puzzle
Well,
room
at least everything went well.
that they usually give?
We now know that Q Team and D Team are safe.
Oh, so the votes were balanced.
I'm waiting for that part.
Back at 13:30.
I'm pretty sure that's the moment.
So what time is it now?
0003.
Does that mean we're in the new year?
If the time on this watch is right, I guess so.
Whoa, but wait. What if time ended up going in reverse?
What are you talking about, Junpei?
I just thought that maybe that was the case. So,
I mean, it's possible.
what do we do now?
This is becoming a
A
regular
watch
thing.
is unreliable when you can't
Wanna play
see
hoops?
the outside world.
There aren't any balls.
We can use Gab.
Junpei, you're really...
No,
Then
not
how
the
about that box?
dog. We don't know anything about Gab. Maybe he's just there. Maybe he was just Zero's pet, who's just there.
Seriously, what the hell is this thing?
a force quit box.
I know that. I'm asking what exactly it's going to end.
Whatever it is, we can't do anything unless we have the password.
A pass.
We do have some numbers, but
Huh.
I don't know if it's relevant.
What is it, Carlos?
I feel
Carlos?
like I can almost remember.
What?
The password to open this box.
Is there a prompt
How
or
do you
something
know-
for this?
Just shut up for a second. I think the password has to be...
Oh no. Oh no. How many? What, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Slay! It's Vive Hodi. Or it could be something else, but this matches, so. Slay! Hell yeah. Look at us. Look at us.
What the hell is this?
Oh, that's how they found it open
looks
in the
like a
first
device of
place.
some kind.
That's how Q
Hey,
and
look.
D found
something's
it
appearing
open.
on the monitor.
To execute the force quit program, the central control computer must be booted.
Central control computer?
And that's what Q Team did.
Wait, did we ever see something like that in here?
If there isn't,
So
then we're out of luck.
the order is
Dead end.
Carlos
huh?
opens. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like Carlos gets a flashback from his memories.
Hey.
Opens
Carlos,
the box.
How did you know?
Q
that
Team
password?
comes across it. Sean's
sure.
able to figure out the
What?
password. And
I
then
don't
D
know how
Team
it
finds
will.
it and puts in the
This is
brooch
just a
and the
guess,
music box.
but
I think.
Carlos, did you possibly shift from another timeline?
Wait, shift?
Shift.
His stupid face when he. The memories, they're all flooding back.
Oh, so it was like that then.
Hey, come on. You're the only one to figure it.
Sorry, just could you be quiet for a second?
Shut up, Junpei.
I need to think about something.
Yeah, imagine suddenly remembering things you've never experienced before. That's like you're sure you've never experienced. Cause wow.
You've been sitting here for an hour, Carlos. Could you maybe share what you've been thinking
He's
about?
thinking,
Do you
let him
wanna
think.
know?
Yes.
I was thinking about you, Akane.
Hello?
Me?
Carlos?
You're, well,
Carlos!
really hot.
Huh?
We may never manage to make our
Junpei's like, I'm going to kill him.
You know what that means.
What is he trying to
Right.
what is he trying to do?
I'm sorry. I'm not sure.
What the hell are you getting at, you asshole?
He's like, I'm literally trying to propose to her.
Look, a Neanderthal is trying to block my way.
What? Wait, what the hell?
Whoa, whoa! Jesus! Oh my god, that animation. Hello?
No!
Whoa!
Please!
Whoa, Carlos! Whoa, hang on!
Shut the fuck
Hang
up.
on! Hang on! Red flag! Red flag! Get out of this one! I don't know what you're doing, but you gotta stop! And those throwing animations are so janky. What are you trying to do here, Carlos?
Wait up!
What are you trying to prove? What was the point of that? Excuse me. Hello?
What the hell are you doing, Carlos?
I suppose I couldn't control myself.
You asshole!
Damn! What are they trying? What is he trying to prove?
Is that all
What is
you
this
got?
supposed to do?
What did you say?
That's the extent of your feelings for Akane? Huh?
Damn you!
Damn!
That was a good one. Oh, I can tell you're finally getting fired up over this.
This fucking animation.
Fuck up! You fucking asshole!
Oh, but Junpei's voice actor put a lot into this. What the fuck was that all for? What was the point of any of that?
Carlos, are you all right?
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
that
fucked
was
up now.
nothing. Anyway. Hey, man. What do you say to a drink?
What?
To clean the slate between us. Come on.
You're a real weirdo, Carlos. What the fuck?
This one worked fine?
What's the point?
Ah, damn it. I blame you for this, Junpei. My hands are all shaky after your brutal punches. Sorry. Could you guys help me clean this up?
I'm so confused.
What the hell?
Huh?
Thanks, guys.
Sure.
Guys, it's almost time.
You're right.
Dog, imagine if you did this one first. Hello? Oh, well, you would have needed to know the password. Never mind.
Now you will have no memory of these past.
What the fuck just happened?
Pleasant
That made no sense. They better. I hope they give an explanation, because Jesus. And he's all beat up. He's gonna wake up. He's like, why am I all bruised? Did we ever see Carlos bruised in a different. I don't remember seeing him all black and bruised. Oh shit, it's the last one! It's all the same! Oh no, guys. Oh no. I'm gonna do it from D teams because I like D team. But I wanna see. Look, we're all here together. Yeah, look at this. We're pretty much there. It's like the last one. Let me do an escape room. This better give me a cool escape room. If not, I mean, we'd just be sitting here for like 30 minutes. Final decision. Right. You realize it's a... yeah.
I knew
Kill
it.
Eric.
Looks like the memories we regained are true after all.
No, this was after they
The
hugged.
3 wards were all in the same place. Then
Mm-hmm.
Carlos!
Akane, Junpei.
Oh,
and Mira and Eric.
was everyone awake?
And you're...
Coincidentally?
Sean, right?
Carlos, what happened?
Oh, he's all fucked up.
Proof of friendship.
Oh,
Anyway, what are you guys doing here?
According to the schedule, C team and Q team should both. still
yeah,
be
how'd you wake
asleep.
up?
We took a page out of your book and did what you did. We used the cards to keep the bracelet needle from injecting us.
So does that mean
Oh, from the other timelines.
Yeah. I remember everything.
I do too? Junpei
So
and I
where's-
as well.
So where's Delta? Because he should be here.
The past few hours, we got back the memories we forgot.
Well, to be more accurate, it's more like we accessed the morphogenetic field and downloaded all of them.
Then
That's
you
16
have
hours
the
worth of
other histories memories too?
Yes.
memories, you know.
Then you're like us.
But why?
You didn't know that, Sigma?
Hold up. Eric and I are different.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
are just kind of people.
We didn't gain memories
You're kind of just
from
here.
other histories.
Then neither of you got injected?
No, we're the same as Carlos and the others.
I told them.
Ah,
Maybe I'll start from the beginning?
Yes,
First,
please.
so I could run the program in the Force Quit box, I accessed the central control computer.
right.
Then, I briefly turned off the communication network. That way, I stopped the surveillance cameras from sending any data to Zero. I didn't want Zero to catch on to what we were doing.
Ah.
And that's when Sean let us in on the truth of
But he's
what's going
right next
on
to you
here.
guys, technically?
We went over to the transporter room and picked
Delta's
up
like
two
right there?
cards. Before the
He
injection,
should be.
we each slipped one between our wrist and bracelet.
Okay. Now you two make sense. But what about you, Sean?
Well, you probably already know, but I'm a robot. Being injected does nothing to me.
Then
Every time the time limit approached, I was forced to go into sleep mode. Then my memories from the previous 90 minutes were deleted. I didn't want that to happen, so You remember me saying I accessed the computer? Well, I hacked my own system too.
He said he managed to cancel the force sleep and delete functions.
What about C-Team then?
We couldn't interrupt the surveillance cameras, so we had to be sneaky instead.
First, Carlos pushed me down and
Oh.
climbed on top of me.
That's why?
It was just an act. I was only pretending to do it.
Just a joke, haha.
Carlos used that moment to whisper in my ear. He said to go to the transporter room and grab the cards in there.
Oh, so it was just a silly little joke,
If I just let
haha.
it go like that, it looks suspicious. So Junpei and I stayed behind to get Zero's undivided attention. I casually invited Junpei to the power room. You can see the result of our conversation.
You should have told me what was up.
If I had, then Zero would have figured it out. You look like you'd be a crap actor.
And after that?
We met Akane in the lounge. We hid from the cameras and each got a card from her.
Sorry, but could I get confirmation on something? Everyone knows what all happened in the other histories, right?
Even you, Mira
I
and Eric?
mean,
Didn't Eric say
Interesting.
so earlier? Sean told us everything.
But wait. Why?
Why what?
Why do we know about the other histories?
Well, that's probably...
You want to know?
see, what did I tell you? He's right there. What did I tell you? You guys remembered everything but the fact that oh my god, he got the gun. That's your family, that's your son! Oh my god.
Or maybe it's actually Zero.
You are free to call me by my given name, which is Delta. There's no need to look so threatening. You were the one who named me, Diana.
Haha. Awkward.
It doesn't matter. I shall answer your question. Carlos, Akane, Junpei, Diana, Phi, and Sigma. All 6 of you know that you are shifters, correct?
Yes.
Think back on your path to this very moment. Did you arrive in this history by following a normal flow of time? No, of course you didn't. You jumped in from another history using your shift abilities. And it wasn't just this once. You have been shifting back and forth many
I mean,
times.
Carlos shifted like a
From
bazillion
one
times
point in space-time.
and killed many previous versions of himself by doing so.
Boldly took chances, much like jumping from one
And
tree
Akane and
branch
Junpei we saw
to
too.
another. You have forgotten that fact, perhaps as a result of the medicine, or as one of the side effects of shifting. Regardless, your memories have been kept firmly intact within the morphogenetic field. It is simply that the 6 of you regained the memories of those times. One small trigger, and the levee preventing you from remembering collapsed. Sean is a similar case. However, his thought center is located within the quantum computer.
I guess he's filling in
So
all
I
the
suppose
gaps.
it's
The
slightly
small
different
gaps.
from you.
What about me and Mira?
You are both like me, in that we
Oh, so
do
they
not
can't.
have the ability to shift.
You don't?
Mm-mm. I have another power instead.
He's telepathy.
The power to mind hack.
Mind hack? Well, I guess
Mind hack?
technically that's what, yeah. He did make Eric kill everybody. Well, Sigma and
I am able to read other
I think
people's
himself
minds.
as well.
I know
Oh.
the thoughts and ideas that go through their heads. That's why I know exactly what Phi is trying to do right now.
That's your sister! Oh no. She's like, damn!
Step away from that device, Phi.
So close. She's like, shit.
Then, when we blocked the injection,
I saw through your ruse.
Then why did you...
I wanted all of you to play the final decision game.
Oh?
The final decision game?
I find human decisions fascinating. More specifically, the world branching that occurs as a result.
Final destination. Oof.
I already mentioned that I am unable to shift. But after looking inside millions of minds, I learned one thing. There are people in this world with the ability to jump between histories. That shifters exist. Hence, why I know so much about these parallel worlds.
You did all this? Because you were curious?
When a person does something significant, it's difficult to boil the reason down to one word. Their motives are often very complex. It is the same now. To fulfill several objectives, it was necessary to trap all of you in here.
Radical 6 being one of them.
So why did you do it?
You want to know?
I think he... Well, I'm sure he'll say maybe. Yeah.
It is so you give birth
Oh,
to
oh, what did I say?
myself.
For his existence. For them to exist.
What do you mean?
Phi and I are the children of Diana and Sigma.
Phi is...
Wait. They're children?
Listen, we just... It's a lot to take in, man.
November 16th, 2029. Phi and I were born in this shelter. This was another history, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly after, the atomic data that makes up our bodies was transported to
So
April
basically, they're both not even the
1904.
original. They're just
The transporter
clones,
was
technically, of
located in a German
themselves.
research facility at that time. Our
Because the
bodies
real Phi
reconstructed
and Delta
regenerated
technically
the
died with
export
Sigma and
pods
Diana in that
of
shelter.
that facility.
In this shelter.
But that would mean you're actually...
Yeah.
I'm 124.
Damn!
You're joking.
But Phi is...
A German researcher sent her to 2008.
Oh, so she's a clone of a
Records
clone.
indicate that she was part of an experiment.
you're saying Phi jumped back in time from 2029 to the year 1904? And then
back up
forward
to
again
2008?
to 2008?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, what was sent both times was simply
In fact,
the
they're using
database
Luna's
of
theme.
Phi's body.
Oh.
I heard that in 2008, the device was being studied in an American facility.
That's when an old couple
Yup.
who were researchers took me in.
Yup.
We've gone off topic. But yes, that was one of the major goals. Everything that occurred here helped create Phi and myself.
All the trauma, all the death.
And when I say that, I am including all
That's-
of the
I
other
mean,
histories.
Self-preservation.
If I hadn't trapped the group of you here, then Phi and I would have never been born in our current forms.
Your current forms?
Sean, you should already know about epigenetics. You see,
Oh god, here we go.
environmental factors
Exposition.
determine which switches are activated within the genetic code. reproductive cells are the same. Or perhaps I should say that the reproductive cells are the ones most affected.
Oh, I get it. That's why you made Diana and Sigma play the decision game.
What do you mean?
By backing them into a crisis situation, he caused an epigenetic change within their reproductive cells. I think that's why their children were born with unique powers.
We gave you trauma so you can
Gold
give us
star.
superpowers.
This is the reason I have my mind hacking abilities.
Damn.
5 was affected as well. You were born a shifter.
Worst family reunion ever.
DT, do you recall what was written on your wall?
When curious hate.
Thanksgiving is gonna be
oozes
super weird.
calamity.
And rearranging the letters gives you...
No way. What you choose can materialize us.
These anagrams are a little...
Our decisions will bring you to life.
That is why the decision games were held. So that the Phi and me, here and now, would materialize exactly the
Damn.
way
Vi's
we
having
are.
an existential crisis right now.
No, but...
An identity crisis.
Okay, so I get why you had to have Diana and Sigma go through life or
But what
death
about all of
decisions.
us?
But the rest of us had nothing to do with...
I already told you. My motives are complex.
What? Wait, there's more?
Well... Oh.
Fuck you goddamn old man!
I mean, that's very like her. Don't shoot her! Damn! She still has her superpowers. Super jump. They're like, damn, is that Eric? Does Eric have the fucking gun again? God damn it, who keeps letting Eric hold the gun?
You may be right.
What?
Diana, take this. Put it in. Your bluebird, too.
God.
It's ready.
Verified. Key items were set.
So what does this do? Let us out?
Executing Force Quit program. 10 minutes until explosion.
Excuse me?
What?
Oh,
It was a self-destruct?
The hell? What is this?
We will all die. Get pranked, idiot.
Answer me! What's with that announcement?
Must I explain? This shelter will soon explode.
Well,
You've worked so hard, only to turn on this facility's self-destruct mechanism.
Sean, access the central control computer.
It's no use. Once the Force Quit program has been activated, there is no possible way for you to reverse it.
Then what can we do?
I will tell you two good things.
surely you must have done this for a reason.
First, I suggest checking behind the bar counter.
Okay.
No!
Why would you?
No!
Gab's been...
Gab! How dare you?
Gab!
Why would you? That
With
that
the
was
shotgun you're holding.
actual anguish I just
There wasn't much
experienced.
life left in him as
Why would you kill him?
You monster!
What the fuck?
I never expected to hear that coming from
That
you,
was.
Sean.
I am.
So what's the other thing?
Mir's like, I don't give
You
a
had
shit.
two things to
So is
tell
this
us.
good? I guess it was like a mercy?
Mind hack.
We already know that.
But I've not told you everything about it. Reading other people's thoughts isn't the only thing I can do with my
You have telepathy. Yeah, you know what? We didn't really
Only
think
lasts
this
a
through,
moment.
guys.
But I am able to control
We didn't really
someone's body
think this
as I
one
wish.
through.
Like this.
What? Hello? Oh shit. Well,
Eric!
Why?
No, for real,
This is why we don't give Eric the gun.
Mind hacking.
What the fuck did I say? How are you still alive? You got shot in the chest at point blank with a shotgun. Look at all those bullet holes in your chest.
So, let's begin.
You should
Your
not be
final
talking.
Decision game. You have two choices. One, to stay here and wait to die. The other is... The other...
Oh, of course he dies right when they say it. Oh, of course he does.
Hey, what's the other option? What's the other option?
Well... Oh god. Oh god. Hmm.
5 minutes until explosion.
What should we do? What about the X door?
And how exactly should
You
we
only have
open it?
one code.
Unless 6 people die, it's gonna stay closed. Or should we start killing each other now?
Mira?
I have an idea.
Which is?
We're going to shift.
Oh, yeah,
all
there it
of
is.
us together.
Booba girl.
Hey, hold on. Like jumping to another history?
But Eric and
I'm sure it will be fine. Remember what I said?
How's
Human consciousness
Sean
may be
gonna-
a result of quantum effects in the brain.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Because Sean
You
can't
said
also...
if certain
Well, he's a robot.
conditions are
but-
met, we can also...
what are the conditions?
A life or death situation.
First, you need to be exposed to danger.
And also be
And the other one
being
is
being by a bunch of
Be
other...
in the vicinity of a group
Yeah.
of shifters.
Okay.
I get it.
So...
We'll resonate, and then Mira and Eric can.
But which history are we going to
Where we jumping, boys?
None of the similar histories will work. One team is likely to be dead after the vote.
And we can't shift if there are no bodies.
And you can't
for
use
us
the
to jump
transporter
to,
because you
right?
can only use that shift two people.
We need to jump to where all of us are alive.
When we're all alive.
Do you mean...
Oh, no fucking... Oh my god, that's so
The
fucked up.
history where we won the coin toss.
That's so fucked up. That's...
3 minutes until explosion.
You're gonna subject...
I'm not sure I
You're gonna
get it all,
subject
but it's a good idea?
all of yourselves to
There's
this?
no way we could do that.
Why not?
If you...
Shift isn't simply jumping into bodies in different histories.
You're gonna subject all those...
Swap places.
All those versions of yourself
We'll be forcing
to suddenly...
ourselves into these bodies, and they'll die without knowing why.
They'll just get fucking blown up.
And what's wrong with that?
Mira's like, I don't give a shit.
Well, they're all living without a care off in another history, yeah? One time, they do the coin toss once and win? Don't you think that's unfair?
Mira,
And so is
you're saying
subjecting
they,
yourself,
but we're talking about ourselves here.
another version of yourself.
Well, we should consider if those people really are us.
Can you imagine going about your day randomly and you were suddenly transported
assume that
to
we here
like
are
this
the
and you
true
explode in like a
versions,
minute?
The us and the other history are essentially strangers.
I mean, I guess,
Even
but that's
more of a
still
reason
you.
not to.
If we shift to that history, then we're tossing the others under the bus to save ourselves.
Carlos, you have no space to talk.
The
You've
us in
done that a
history
ton of
have
times to
done
yourself.
Nothing wrong. mean, the only thing they did was win at a coin toss.
You could say the same for us. The only thing we did was lose a coin toss. Even so,
I mean, that's true.
We've had to go through so much shit. We've been forced
Oh, this
to
is
put
like
our
a-
lives on the line.
It's a
Besides,
ethical dilemma,
aren't the bodies
a
of the
moral
other
dilemma.
histories ours anyway?
Then why should we second guess ourselves?
Huh.
It's just more of a moral conscious kind of thing, you know?
1 minute until explosion.
You're gonna send the versions of you
I'll say it again.
who were able to just
We
leave
have two choices. We can
here,
stay here and wait for
where
our
they
deaths,
explode.
or survive by sacrificing our other selves in another history.
Well,
That's what that bastard meant. Final decision game.
at least it'll be a quick death, right? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, sorry, no hard feelings. Self-preservation. Oh shit. Hmm? Hmm? I selected shift, right? Hello? Oh shit! Oh right. Was this always here? I guess we'll find out. Payoff 2. Yeah, you guys are about to fucking switch. Sorry guys. This is gonna be really awkward. This is
Damn, I can't remember anything.
Me neither.
Neither can I.
Ooh.
It somehow feels like I made a bet with someone, but
Someone?
What kind of bet?
Did we all forget what happened?
Oh, well, y'all are about to die right now.
Could I ask all of you something? Who is this kid?
Oh, and that's why they said that, because it was Q that they knew and not Sean. Ooh. Oh, they're underground. Even Sean was able to shift. Damn. I mean, you guys lived. But...
Did we do it?
We're not wearing the bracelets, so I don't know the time. But
Judging
do
by
y'all
the
not have
position of the
phones?
sun, it's probably noonish.
And the date?
How would I know?
Hey, Mira. Eric. Do you remember me?
Yeah.
I definitely remember you.
then we really did.
Oh, must have worked.
Yippee!
Life is unfair.
Oh,
Don't you
shit.
think?
You bastard.
He's here again.
17 years ago, a snail traveled down a narrow path in the park. If that snail hadn't been there,
Now death.
perhaps all of you here would have lived a completely different life than you
Oh my
did.
god, are we gonna be able to see
Just
like
one
the other
small
people's
snail.
perspective?
And
That'd be
everyone's
fucked up.
lives,
The
even
switch.
the world, changed.
So, what's the big deal? Would you just quit talking nonsense?
Gab's alive! I missed you.
I'm so glad you were safe.
Good puppy.
Of course we were. You all have shifted in from another history.
Whatever. We gotta call the cops.
And what exactly will that accomplish?
Isn't it obvious?
We're throwing you in the slammer.
And my crime?
Murder.
Murder? I see. But I haven't killed anyone. Specifically, in this history, not a single person has.
Damn you and your loopholes.
I strongly doubt the police would listen.
But in the other histories, you...
Did you not pay attention? I don't have the ability to shift. The only reason I know anything of those histories is because I mind hacked you. In effect, the me you know is a different person than the one before you. Can I be charged for killing someone in another history? If so,
damn,
then I'd say this world would be full of criminals of all kinds.
What about conspiracy to commit?
Conspiracy to commit?
I'm betting this history's got a bunch of dangerous machines and gimmicks all over the shelter.
Unfortunately, I have removed them all. You've slept for quite a while. Nothing is left in the
You
shelter.
emptied it? Really?
No transporter,
How?
no quantum computer. Loaded into a truck and taken away. Sean is able to move right now due to radio signals received from a satellite.
Well...
Aren't you happy? I say again, in this history, not a single person has died. Phi and I exist, and there will never be an outbreak of Radical 6. There is only a bright future ahead for all of us. Is this not what you'd call a happy end?
Well... technically...
But according to you, all of mankind will die if time passes and nothing is done.
Religious fanatic, a terrorist attack that sparks a nuclear war.
I heard this story. You said you released Radical 6.
Are
so that
we
you
the
could kill
murderer?
that
I don't
person.
know.
The me before you did not say that, but I can't deny it's true.
Radical 6 won't spread throughout the world in this history.
That means that fanatic guy won't die.
Wait, so now humans will go extinct?
Hey, where's that happy future you mentioned?
Interesting. Does that make you angry, Phi?
What?
If so, then we have a serious contradiction. I had prepared a future in another history where 2 billion would survive.
I mean, yeah.
Yet, you decided to jump to this history. That means you chose
Oh, hey,
a
Team
future
H.
where
Hi,
humanity
you're
goes extinct.
catching the ending of this.
Over 6 billion dead.
Well, I mean...
No, you're wrong, Delta. Nothing in the future has been determined yet. We'll shape the future with our own hands.
Huh. You said something I can get behind, Carlos.
I think so too.
I agree.
Okay, me too.
Oh, she's just gonna help? You're just gonna help? The serial killer is just gonna help?
The future has infinite possibilities.
If we work together, we can accomplish anything.
Humanity's gonna die out? Screw that.
We'll definitely change that horrible future.
The power of friendship. We'll use the power
so
of
funny?
friendship.
Just that.
What the hell do you mean?
I'm sure I told you in another history that my motives are complex. Imagine.
Oh, you're
What
right. You're
if
right, Team H. Maybe it's good
none
that we
of
have her
you
with
had
us.
experienced the events that occurred in the shelter.
Yeah, and we just
You're
told them
so
we just
determined now
killed them.
to change
Ooh,
the future.
all of them.
one of the goals of all of this was to get you into that frame of mind. It's all going according to plan, without a single casualty.
All according to Keikaku.
I created a future where mankind will be saved. Does that upset you? Are you angry that your life was played with? Very well. I will give all of you one last choice.
Whoa. Whoa, where'd you get that?
With that gun there, you will be able to choose whether to kill me now or allow me to.
You're giving Carlos that decision?
I promise I won't use mind hacking on you. You are free to decide.
The style of the gun looks so
Which
different
shall it
than
be?
Carlos's hands.
Pull the trigger or let me go.
Imagine if he just
The
shoots him
fates
before
of
he...
you, me, and mankind are all on the line.
I mean, but
This
what are you
is a
gonna... What are you gonna do? Delta, you're like a single Takis away from dying. You're 124. Bound to happen anyways. Hold the gun sideways. Oh, that would have been... Make it a baller pose, Carlos, if you're gonna shoot him. Damn, guys. Damn. That's it. There it is. There, it's all up to interpretation. Whether or not Carlos shoots him or not, I guess, up to us. I like to think he shot him. No, unfortunately there isn't another game. I mean, they obviously, as you can see, they set it up so that there would be a fourth game. With now the whole gang is probably would band together to find the fanatic and probably guarantee the happy future for them all. But yeah, this game didn't really do so hot, so they were just like, well, oh, there's Matt Mercer. So yeah, so they were like, well, I guess this is where the game series ends. Which is a shame, because I really wanted there to be like a conclusion. I don't know, maybe Uchikoshi will, maybe he'll be like, maybe I will finish the story of Zero Escape. But yeah, there he is, the man himself. But then he went on to make AI the Somnium Files instead, which was pretty good, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the end. Ugh, man. I mean, again, all things considered, I mean, I wish they would have made the fourth game, but you know, this one wasn't as bad as I thought as I remembered it being. At least, like, plot-wise. Artistic thing, the artistic direction was a little, I mean, the designs were great, but the execution was little, But the twists, the truly Diana, Sigma, and Phi are like my favorite characters ever in this game, in this series. They're like the best. Oh, DT. Oh, like I like how they had little separate teams for each of the what do you call it? The groups. But I mean, like, you know, it was a little exaggerated, the whole butterfly effect thing of how it all started with the snail. I don't know why I guess they had to pick something, right? There's like, they just decided to use a snail. I mean, like, what else could you do to kind of emphasize the gravity of how things have snowballed, right? Just deciding to take a different path because of a fucking snail. Yeah, this was your favorite game, dog? That's good. That's good. VLR is still my favorite on account of, just how the story was set up and the kind of twists and revelations in that game. But it was ZT2 wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought. It was not that bad. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see. The first game, well, yeah, it was a lot of math. It was like adding and like what was the fucking the base 10 and oh god, I forgot what they called, what term they gave it about adding all the numbers up. The root, I think, the root number or something like that. Yeah, that one was. Ugh. And that's true though. This Zero Escape. What? This, yeah. Well, it's not a nonary game. It was a nonary game for the last two ones, but this one was more like just a bunch of just them going through different puzzle rooms and stuff. I don't know how. I just realized the Spike Chunsoft, the brain is an S and a C. That also stand for the brain squiggles. That's good graphic design. I don't know how I just realized that. Aw, thanks, Uchikoshi. What was I saying? Wait, I was gonna say something, and then I got distracted by Spike Chunsoft. Something about the game that they went through. Oh, okay. It was. I don't know how I feel gameplay wise. I know why they did it, but I don't know if I necessarily liked that they made us jump around so much with the fragments. Like, what I liked in 999 and VLR was that you would pick a branch and you would go as far down from those decisions as you can go before you get blocked by some plot reason, right? Because you didn't know the information and didn't know the answer. But this one, and I know why the reason they did it was because so people would like stay convinced to the time on their watches, like if they woke up just a little after New Year's or at like 13:30 or something, and make us all think that they were all awake at the same time in their little corners, just to convince the illusion of them being in a different section of DCOM, even though they were all at the same building. But yeah, exactly. Like you were bouncing around so much where like we went in a specific way that was just like, hey, where's the thing? Give me the flowchart. No, not here. We just went from the top right and then we just went down. But like that made us jump so much around in the flowchart because they would be referencing and saying things that would imply like past information that might have been already said, and you're like, where am I? And then when you have to come back to something, you have to remember what happened in this specific branch. You're like, oh, okay, so in this branch, this one is where Q Team died, and like Junpei's dead, and then just like you have to remember so much, and you're jumping around. I think that's the only gripe I have about it towards the gameplay specifically as like a game design choice. I know why they did it. It was to keep up the illusion of doing it. I just don't know if it was as effective as they could have done it. I don't know how I would do it, but this was, I mean, I guess, you know, it is what it is. But in the end, like, as difficult as it was, you're still able to kind of remember bits and pieces as you jump around. In the beginning, it's really hard. Like you're only given like maybe like 5 or 6 fragments to jump from. Like you and like it spoils you a little bit too, because like you see this and you're like, what the fuck happened here? All of a sudden, like Akane has a chainsaw and she's like pissed. Or you see like which one, or like this one where Q or aka Sean has a crossbow in his hand pointing at Mira, and you're like, what the heck happened? um or like this with D Team with the gun and Diana, like it's almost like it self spoils itself a little bit just through these fragments that you're jumping into. But woof, it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean AI, let's see. This game, AI was really good in this. I mean, I feel like in general Uchikoshi has a really amazing mind when it comes to how he comes up with these kinds of stories and twists. Like Jesus, how do you come up with this kind of stuff? It's I've like I remember when I first played through all of Zero Escape, and similarly when I played through AI the Somnium Files, and live on the second one, live on stream when it first came out, it was it was like he has such a good way of hiding the main twist of a plot that would completely turn the entire story on its head once you figure out that one tiny piece of information. Like, and this is a spoiler if you're watching this VOD right now and you haven't played or watched my AI the Somnium Files playthrough, I highly recommend, just like here on Zero Escape, that you play it yourselves, although this is the end of ZTD, so it's likely that you either have played through Zero Escape already, or you're watching the end of the thing. But if you have a chance to play AI the Somnium Files 1 and 2, you should totally play it by yourself and experience the story, because this is me spoiling what happens at the end of that game. Just that's why I'm saying it. So that was your warning, and here's the thing. The end of AI the Somnium Files, and I like this one, that ending, more than the second one, where they handled their universe's version of the multiverse theory, and the whole twist of oh god, I forgot his name, but the main antagonist of that game basically body jumping from person to person just to fuck with our main protagonist, and to figure out that he was the original body this whole time, and they were swapped, and he just wanted his body back. Like, it was like, the moment that realization happened to me, I was captivated. I was effectively like, oh my god, how do you even, Jesus, like, how do you even think of that? How do you even come up with that? Yeah, right, exactly, Tame like the deja vu. And it's crazy because, and I just looked it up, AI the Somnium Files came out, the first one came out in 2019, so it came out 6 years after this game, after he finished Zero Escape, and then he went on and did AI the Somnium Files 2 back in, of course, 2021 when we played it. Excuse me, I should rewatch that playthrough because I loved how that went. I love it when games make me think so hard that I have to pull out a fucking like I had to pull out my paint tool Sai and write down the timeline of events. I do like that part of AI too. Nirvana Initiative, where it was like, ooh. Yeah, it was believable, it was insane, and it was fun, and they had like, the villain had a good motive, and it was just a very simple, it was all done, and he did it in a way too where you would play through the entire game and you would get so much information and also nothing at all. Like, you would effectively go through maybe like 80 to 90% of the game, and then he lays the twist on you, and then everything changes your perspective. Like, the entire context of the game is flipped when that happens, and it's incredible. And even playing through it the second time, knowing what happens, is a completely different experience because when you're playing through it a second time or you're watching through it knowing what happens already, you can like you can see what the main antagonist is doing at that point. You can like pinpoint. You're like, oh, okay, he's literally in this person's body right now talking to me. Or like now he's doing this while I'm running around doing that. And like it's honestly one of the best one of the best games and like experiences story-wise. Yeah, and then we blew his fucking head. He got to see some fireworks. He did say he loved fireworks. And Aiba is also like the best girl, obviously. And Mizuki's also best girl. They're both the best girls. I think Mizuki and Fi would be like the bestest of friends. They would be the chaotic smart-ass duo. But yeah, like, what a series. I mean, no, see, let me move to a different screen since we're pretty much, I don't want to, oh wait, actually before I do that, let's see the other ending. Let's see the one where they die. And I don't know if it's gonna be us where we wait and die, or if we're just gonna we're gonna see ourselves swap. And this will be the crew who were just free seconds ago, who won the coin toss and were just innocent and had, knew nothing, and were suddenly subjected to experiencing an explosion and dying mere moments. So here we go. Rest in peace, you guys. It's gonna go real great for you. It's gonna go real great. Haha. Well. They're holding hands. They're like, we welcome death. I love how they let it happen with a smile. Though I was really hoping we get the scene where we would see them swap into the bodies and then they would die. Dang. Whoa! Oh my god, look, I got a ton of achievements from that. Shifter, D-Team. That took 18 hours to finish. This whole game, look at that. Everything we've been through. Jesus. Oh wait. Yeah, like all of this. And all of this. My goodness. All the dead ends, the baby ending. Man, oh man. Hang on. I don't want it to be without sound, so I'm gonna switch to the we haven't used our chatting room in a while because we've always ended stream on time. But we could chat a little longer. I don't want to end it just yet. We could just talk about stuff. Oh god, where am I? Oh, there I am. Hang on. My chair, my gamer chair. It's been a while since we've used the screen. Hey! Man, oh man, is the music too loud? I can't hear it from my end, so if it's too loud, just let me know. But, geez, like... Is perfect? Okay, good. Thank you. But yeah, like you said, Teamage, like, 999, I mean, they had this whole... I think a part of it, too, is because AI the Somnium files kind of used, like, what's it called? It didn't really have any weird theorems, really. They didn't really ever talk about, like, philosophical stuff. I think it was just regular supernatural occurrences. Like, I think mind body hopping was, like, the only real strange thing about it, if I remember correctly. Other than that, it was just like a murder mystery game. And I guess the whole part of like jumping into people's like mind dreams and like trying to figure out the truth or whatever but like in essence, it was the only real supernatural thing about it, I think, was just like the mind hopping or the body swapping. But 999, like oh my god, every game had like instance after instance of like they would tell you like exposition to you about like actual real philosophical theorems and like paradoxes and like thought experiments, which is one of the things that I love the most about the Zero Escape series, because it presents so much quantum physics, like real actual philosophy shit that I eat that up, and I love thinking about like life in that way, or like the human thought. Oh yeah, play around. Yeah, they also played around with the twists too. Yeah. Right. Yep. That's true. Nom nom. And they did sprinkle, I think one of the clever things too about Zero Escape, where the completely nonsensical stuff, where like the morphogenetic field is like just insane enough to kind of doubt its validity of it actually existing, but not as insane as compared to all the other thought experiments, like the real actual existing examples that they use in the game. So you're able to kind of suspend your disbelief a little bit. And they did present some really interesting excuse me, some super interesting versions of their take on Jesus, the multiverse theory, and like, well, you know what? I guess technically they did do Uchikoshi did use the body hopping thing he presented in ZTD with the body swapping in AI the Somnium Files, because they were basically swapping consciousnesses, except it wasn't confined to only your body, but also to other people. And you had to use a machine to do that, obviously, in that game, in that universe. But now that I think about it, it's clever and nice that he was able to kind of expand on that string, because he was only able to use it in ZTD. Like the introduction to, okay, so 999 was basically it basically introduced the idea of like experiencing other histories from a single point, and remembering all those thoughts and using those memories from other histories to be able to help yourself and the people around you. That's what was introduced in 999. Then in VLR, it expands upon that by introducing the idea of once you're able to build all that up, once you have enough of that kind of kinetic energy being able to train that energy by basically subjecting yourself to what they said, the nonary game, and slingshotting your consciousness back to the past with that information in hand. And then in ZTD, as you just mentioned, T-Mage, it introduces the insane idea, which is probably my favorite thing that they introduced in the series, was that when you swap your consciousness, when you time travel with your mind to a different version of yourself, you're not only jumping to that point in time, but you're also swapping consciousnesses with that person and sending them to where your body was, which I think they teased a little bit in the end of VLR, but not really. It was kind of a major plot point in ZTD, and kind of like oh well, also this. But yeah, it is. I think it's because the idea is so fucked up in principle that I find it to be like one of my favorite things. It's such a, I guess it's mostly because it's like such a moral, ethical dilemma, just like to a personal degree. Like what would you do if you were in their shoes, if you had the only way you could escape after experiencing so many terrible things is to body swap with yourself in a period where you guys were just okay and fine and nothing bad has happened. Like, and the only bad thing that they did, quote unquote, was win the game, or they could just leave, right? But you know, human self-preservation and all that. But, it's just super cool. Hang on, I'm just catching up with chat real quick. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they needed some kind of visual to show that when someone is shifting. They didn't even put the word like shifting until introduce the term shifting until ZTD. Like they never used it in VLR. They were just jumping consciousness. But yeah, it was a little. I think that was a little over exaggerated, and it did make it very questionable because we did see before we figured out what shifting is and what Carlos was doing, because he was kind of the main aggressor to himself a lot of the times that we witnessed. Like we saw Junpei and Akane shift a couple times, but Carlos was the one who was doing it mostly that we saw like physically or visually. But yeah, there were times where we saw that happen, like the little blue light go into his body and be completely confused as to why. I don't know. Like, it was just fine in like VLR, if they did it like VLR, where they just like get like a surprised face and then they stare into the thing and then we get little flashback screenshots of things that happen in other timelines. But I don't know. Maybe they did do that a few times. Actually, you know what, that I think about it? It was a little weird in VLR. Yeah, like a sense of deja vu. They did do it a few times in VLR where we would get to a specific branch and they would get flashbacks and we would see screen caps of events that would spoil other timelines we haven't seen yet, which was also a little weird. So I guess maybe in ZTD this was them trying to show the idea of them swapping but not trying to spoil other things that happens in other timelines. But I don't know if that's the best way they could have done it. So I don't know, maybe it was a game design choice other than just like artistic direction. Wait, what are you talking about, Doc? Are you talking about like the people who swapped from the coin toss who ended up in the situation where the place exploding? Like, why can't they swap back to their original timeline bodies? If that was the case, then I think one of the reasons is what you just said, is that they don't have time to react because they're practically pretty much dead at that point. But also, if you remember from the beginning when they won the coin toss, they were injected with the memory loss drug. So not only did they forget everything that happened, or like the week that they were there that happened, but they didn't know that Carlos was a shifter, or that Sean was not even a part of the thing really, he was just a robot, or that they had any of these abilities. So they just didn't have the knowledge to work with either, if they even had time. Like, even if they were there for like another 3 to 5 minutes before the place exploded, I don't think they still would have been able to swap because they just don't know anything. They wouldn't have time to know anything. Maybe, I guess it's possible that the people who do know how to quote-unquote shift, like Akane and Junpei and Phi and Sigma, maybe they would be able to swap, but I don't know where they would go. And they don't know which timeline to jump to, really, either. They would just be super confused. Because they were like, all we remember is that we were out in the desert, maybe, for some reason, and then now we're here and it's gonna explode. Oh yeah, you know what, that's true. I'll be real, the only piece of media where I'm familiar with time traveling is like Back to the Future. But I feel like there were, well, no. Was it? Did they do? No, they used a car to time travel in Back to the Future. Oh yeah, Doctor Who. Yeah, duh. Why didn't I think of that also? Yeah, the consciousness does. I think, but not a lot of people have explored what happens after you're, and I think that's why they mentioned it too in the game very subtly, I guess, with the Marty McFly reference. Like we've talked about, or we've seen in movies and media, like time traveling and like where you can go to the past or to the present or to the future, whether it be physically kind of, or like as you said, TMH, like your consciousness, but no one really has ever really given thought to what happens to the other consciousness if you swap, like if that's a thing that even happens. Like they mentioned it too, like in some versions of the multiverse theory, when you branch off into a different timeline, like you make a decision, you figure out, oh man, that's actually kind of garbage, actually I'm gonna go back in time and change it, and you make the other decision. In some versions of the multiverse theory, that other timeline that you were just in just completely disappears. But in other versions of the multiverse theory, that timeline actually just continues to go on. You're just not there to experience it anymore. And I really like that idea, and the idea of swapping consciousnesses, and having that version of yourself swap with that one, and now they're experiencing that. It just, I don't know, it's just super fascinating. And that's how I approached the first Life is Strange too. Like that's when they were talking about, because Max also time travels and she can only go back to several seconds or several moments, or she can kind of time jump through photos that she took. And that's why my decision to, okay, I guess spoilers for the first Life is Strange game, her decision, my decision, our decision to not sacrifice Chloe and to sacrifice Arcadia Bay was because in my head, following this thought process, a line of thought with the multiverse theory, that even if we were to go back to a time where we let Chloe die in the bathroom, the timeline where Arcadia Bay is destroyed still exists. We're just not going to experience that. We're choosing not to experience it, but it's still, we don't destroy it. And I know they kind of visualize it in the game a little bit, that timeline is erased because when you do it, the photos are like destroyed, like burned up or whatever, but I like to think that those timelines still continue. So for me, it was more about Max owning up to her mistakes, and, you know, she was given an unfair, you know, power from the higher beings that be for some reason, and just wanted to, you know, live out her life with Chloe, even if it's at an entire town's expense. We did learn that from Quark's grandpa. It is just, yeah, and I mean, as far as I know, maybe people have explored, you know, time travel and multiverse theory in that way, and I just haven't experienced it yet. But to me, Zero Escape was like the first time I had ever given thought to any of those kind of things in that way, which is why I think it's super super cool. And I can't wait to see what else he's up to. I know Rain Code Detective is coming out, which is both Uchikoshi and the Danganronpa Kodaka. They both collab together, and I haven't played Danganronpa on stream yet, because it's its own long series. Maybe I will, because it's but it's been a long time since I played those games, and I do love that series too a lot, to an extent. There are some, well, that's just, you know, a product of its time, but also a good detective. Kodaka's also really good with his storytelling, and I can't wait to see what kind of what's it called? What kind of things we're gonna see in that game. With both of their minds at the helm of that, I can't imagine how that story is gonna play out. So, and I think that game's coming out in June, Maybe. I don't know. I think it's only on Switch though. It might also be PC. I'll have to look into it. But maybe I'll stream it if I can. Oh, actually, you know what? Now that we're mentioning it, since we're at the end here, I should talk about what we're gonna be streaming next week. I do have two things in mind. I know we've kind of been jumping between like, what's it called? Like every time like we do a long series like this one, and then we do like a shorter like maybe couple of streams for another game, like an indie game or something, and then we do another long form. But I'll give, so I have 2 games in mind, a long form and a short form. You let me know. What do you guys think? Do you want me do you want to take like a little break again? Should we continue doing the whole like, let's play a smaller game and then do another longer game and then put another small game in between and just kind of keep alternating? Or do you want to just jump right into the the next long one? Or medium long. You know what I mean. I have a huge backlog of stuff that I want to play and replay on stream for you guys, so yeah, smaller game, cool. That's totally fine with me. So in that case, my decision is that we're going to be, actually, you know what? I might as well like take, I don't have it uploaded or downloaded yet, but let's see. There's this cute, a somewhat small game. I don't actually know how long it is, but I got good reviews. It's a puzzle platformer. Oh, we might actually just finish it in like one stream, because it looks like the average is like 1 to 2 hours. This one has like 4 hours, but it seems like it's 1 to 2 hours. Anyways, let me just save this. Hang on, let me grab I'm just trying to grab a picture to show you guys. Let's see. Ba-da-ba-ba. Where is it? Where are my sources? Helltaker. No, it is not. I don't think I've even, I'll look that up though. I'll look up Helltaker. Oh, it's free. Oh, this one's cute. Cute. Oh, the artwork's cute. Aw. But no, the game I'm talking about, if I can find it real quick. Jesus, where did I? It does have good art. It's a pixel game, the one that I took. And it's called, let me see, let me grab it. Where did I put it? Where did it save? Where did I save it? Please? Please? It's a JPEG, I should be able to select it. Guys. Where did I put it? Hello? It's in downloads. Wow, this is just suspense. The regular suspense. Where is it? Where did it go? Hello? This is the thing, I've mentioned this before. This is the one gripe I have with with Google nowadays. And the way they save it as WebP files. I might have to show the indie. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. I know, gosh dang Google. Maybe, you know what, maybe I'll just screenshot it. I have to play the system somehow if they're gonna do this to me. If they're gonna subject me to this. Give me a second. Pardon the wait. Pardon, that's just my computer. Okay. Maybe if we do this, and then we do this, and then we do this. A game! A video games. Yeah, I tried saving like 3 things, and it's not showing up in my files when I try to open it. Hello? All files. Okay. There we go. There we go? Oh wait, maybe I was just using the wrong source. Oh, I think I was. Okay, maybe that was just a me thing. Oopsies. Haha, there we go. There it is. There it is. It's called Goodbye World. It's a short, small, apparently a puzzle pixelated game about, I think it's just about being like a game developer, which I think is super interesting. I just thought it looked really cute, so I bought it. And it looks like it's good enough for, a single stream, so that's what we'll be doing next week. Maybe I'll also do another game, another different small game on the Thursday next week, but yeah, this is what we got lined up. Super cute, can't wait to see. As someone who has worked on games, if I wonder if it's gonna hit home anywhere, it might, it probably will. But yeah. Hey, yeah, I saw Helltaker and it's free, so maybe I'll play that on the Thursday next week. So we'll have those two games lined up, and then we can do our long form game. But yeah, that's the schedule that's set up. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be real fun. But yeah, I think now is kind of a good time to end it. We're quietly approaching 2 hours. And I can let you guys go early so you can get some rest or whatever. You should get some snackies, get some food. I did just finish my smoothie, a strawberry banana smoothie. It was very tasty. I know people have talked, have you seen like, I've seen a couple TikToks where people were like, the taste of banana in any dessert, like if you try mixing it with things, like just the flavor of banana is so overpowering that you can't taste anything else. But you know what? It's kind of true. Like I can taste and smell the banana and like a hint of strawberry. And I know my mother, bless her soul, she put so many strawberries in this. It's still tasty though. I love strawberry banana. But anyways, yes, I'm gonna let you guys go early this time. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm glad that, I'm a little sad that they didn't give us, like, they usually, like, 999, well, did they give us a 999? Oh yeah, they did. In 999 and in VLR, they kind of gave us, like, the hardest, quote-unquote, like, the master escape room, and it's, like, a bunch of puzzles from the other rooms, and you kind of gotta just revisit and do them all, and it takes a long time. I wish they kind of did that for ZTD. They just kind of got right into it with the Force Quit box, but you know what? It's fine. that alien room was enough of a toughie. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this series. It is a little saddening and bittersweet to have to say goodbye to Zero Escape. Who knows? Maybe Uchikoshi will decide to pick it up again, and we'll get to see the gang back in town. Fingers crossed, but until then, we have some indie games to play, and then another long-form series, so I hope you had fun. An era over, but not forgotten, for sure. Get some rest, get some sleep, some food, some drink. Do whatever you gotta do to take care of yourselves. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Get some rest.